But allow us to focus really tonight on the scumbags. That's what we're going to do. I loved what I heard from AG Barr when he stood up and said, it's complicated.
As I told the governors on Monday, we understand the distinction between three different sets of actors here. The large preponderance of those who are protesting are peaceful demonstrators who are exercising their First Amendment rights. At some demonstrations, however, there are groups that exploit the opportunity to engage in such crimes as looting. And finally, at some demonstrations, there are extremist agitators who are hijacking the protests to pursue their own separate and violent agenda. We have evidence that Antifa and other similar extremist groups, as well as actors of a variety of different political persuasions, have been involved in instigating and participating in the violent activity. And we are also seeing foreign actors playing all sides to exacerbate the violence. The Department of Justice is working to restore order in the District of Columbia and around the nation.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. A man who acknowledges this is the problem. But let's talk about Antifa for a moment, because Trump, of course, took to Twitter and blasted away at him right away. Says the United States of America will be designating Antifa as a terrorist organization. They have already done that. He was right about that. Jenna Ellis came out and said this about him.
I think that President Trump took swift and decisive action here by labeling the Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. And, this now allows, as Attorney General Bill Barr said yesterday, more of the federal resources to be involved with the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, the U.S. Attorney's offices, and local and state law enforcement to then make sure to combat these acts of violent terrorism. Because, of course, under the United States Constitution, we have the right to protest, we have the right to speech, we have the right to petition the government for redress of grievances, but these acts are nothing short of terrorism. By trying to coerce and influence government policy through violence, that's never the appropriate action. And so for President Trump, I think that this was a very welcome designation, and this is something that Attorney General Bill Barr has said will certainly be enforced.
Yes, all that's good. Antifa. What are they? Well, they're anarchists. And if you've ever seen a mugshot of Antifa for all the things they've been arrested for, what do they all have in common? They're all clearly losers. And I'm not trying that to just be insulting, although I am trying to be insulting because screw them. But it's always the face tattoos and the hair dyed green and it looks about half methed out of his mind. You know what I'm talking about. You can see a bunch of mugshots of Antifa and think, oh, losers. And that's what they are. These are, for whatever reason, maybe it's drugs, maybe just born losers. These are people who are the outcasts in society. They have found each other and they have been organized by somebody, by something. They are being organized. They are being paid. We know this at this point in time. We had a town, Coeur d'Alene, Iowa, who flat out caught them in a bunch of panel vans bussing their way into town with things to damage in Coeur d'Alene. It should also be noted the citizens of Coeur d'Alene all armed themselves. The cops stopped them and said, turn around and get out. There's only trouble for you in here. And they did. That's what Antifa is. You want to designate them a domestic terrorist organization? Totally fine, totally warranted. They have a goal to bring down the United States of America. And they saw these protests right away as a golden opportunity to play off the anger. So screw them. Now, that said, let's not do the easy thing and say, all the violence is Antifa. I knew it. This was only Antifa. It's certainly nobody within the black community. See how not racist I am? That's what you see so much of, and I can't stand it. I see it on our own side, too. People, we can have frank discussions about race. Doesn't make you a racist. In fact, if you're unwilling to ever discuss race, I'm a little suspicious you might be one. We can have a discussion about it. There are plenty of black people in these riots who are doing bad things. Some of them, in honest moments like this, They're flat out telling you, I don't care about George Floyd.
All right, man, we saw you at the New Balance store. Why you out here?
Man, period, point blank, just like all my real ones trying to get some money. Explanation, that's it. Trying to get some dough, that's it.
Just out here for the money?
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything to do with the protests or what happened in Minnesota?
I mean, a little bit to do with that too, you feel me? But not really. I'm out here for the dough.
You know what? I know you're all going to be mad at me about this. I kind of like that guy. I'm sure he grew up rough. I'm not here to make excuses for him. He's a scumbag looter. I realize that. I like the honesty. No, I'm just here for money. I mean, yeah, kind of about Minnesota, but no, not really. I mean, do you have any money on you? I appreciate the honesty. Remember, we've got people dying, though. This is not all fun and games out here. Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.